Hello, my precious peeps. Okay, let's get started on meal prep day. You saw that I got these chicken thighs. They're great. So I have them in the crock pot. When we went to the butcher, they had this smoking cheese marinade. So I'm going to pour the whole darn bottle in there. And we are cooking this low and slow. And we will see you tomorrow. I was going to make something else with the chicken tonight, but this morning my coworker, tagged me on Facebook with this cauliflower bread recipe from Tasty, and so I thought, all right, well, I'm gonna bring. She's not low carb. I said, okay, I'm gonna bring you some tomorrow at work. So I planned on doing this way earlier in the day. I put my chicken on warm. It's falling off the bone. And, but I've been crying all day watching Christmas movies. So in honor of that, I'm wearing my poinsettia apron. And I even have my Christmas stocking slippers on. Okay. So the Tasty recipe is called cauliflower bread. Well, it says gluten-free cauliflower bread by the Tasty team. And it's 8 serving bread. And it calls for a lot of work. Like a head of cauliflower and then stick in the food processor. I'm not doing that. So I happen to have this in my freezer. The reason why I decided to do this because I had all the ingredients. So I got a bag of all these riced cauliflower. And I think that there's not quite as much as a whole head in here. But that's okay because I've been reading the reviews. And they're saying less cauliflower. They're saying less garlic. So everybody's been revamping this recipe from the original. So all day, this bag of cauliflower has been thawing. And it's completely thawed now. And you put it in a cheesecloth or tea cloth in a bowl. And you microwave it, it says, for 4 minutes. I'm just going to pour it in. There's 4 servings of 3/4 cup. So the recipe calls for about 3 to 4 cups. But since people were saying that it's too much cauliflower, I'm thinking that this bag is going to be the right amount. So in the microwave this goes for 4 minutes. The microwave is done now, 4 minutes. While that was cooking, I decided to whip up the egg whites. It's 6 eggs. And you have to put the egg yolks in a big bowl because everything is going to go in here. So 6 eggs in one bowl and then the 6 egg whites in another. Now, I don't know why it didn't call for cream of tartar or if there's a reason for that because it took a little longer to whip it up without the cream of tartar. So, yeah, I don't know. And it's not quite stiff cakes. I mean, it's my whisk, but that's as far as it's going to go. That's as good as it gets. So, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for that. Anyway, I'm going to let the cauliflower cool off because the next step is to drain it out of that cloth. So, we'll be right back. Okay, let's see. I have my cloth with the cauliflower in it, and it's been cooling off a good while. It's still too hot to touch. So I'm gonna go continue watching my mushy movie. Okay, I need to get to this. But these relationships are so complicated. It's much easier being single. Anyway, I paused my video. All right, I can touch it now. And I'm just gonna squeeze out all the water. It only looks like I have about a cup of cauliflower. you know, once it's all said and done. But that's okay because people are saying it's like a vegetarian loaf adding all that cauliflower. So, yeah, I think this is going to be good. It'll be more like bread. We'll find out. I will honestly tell you whether to make this or not. Because my chicken is a hero. So, no matter what, it's not a fail. But I will try this recipe for Lori. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of water. Okay. It's incredible. Yeah, I'm going to be lucky if I have a cup. Alright, I'm going to take this out and show you. I mean, look. Look how much is in there. Alright, in the sink it goes. Next up, now I have the egg yolks. Let me grab the recipe. Okay. Alright, so the next step was the egg yolks, which I have here, farm eggs, and my 6 egg whites beaten up. It says to take 1/4 of the egg whites and put them in the egg yolk bowl. So I'm just going to grab... Wow, that already settled. I'm going to have to beat that again, I think. We'll find out. Alright, that's about good. Okay. I'm not going to beat it again. I already put the blender away. So, yeah, I think that's good. Next. Alright. Let's see. Okay, then we had the almond flour. Now, of course, I sifted the almond flour, but I only had 1 cup of almond flour. It calls for 1 1/2, and then I sifted 1/2 of Lupin Flour just to lower the carb count, because the carb count was, you know, on the high side, I thought. Let's see, 9 carbs. Comes 8 slices out of this whole loaf. 4 fiber, so 5 carbs, and then by adding a little bit of the lupin, that's 1 carb, so that's going to lower that a little bit. I'm going to dump it all in there. I measured, of course, after I sifted, so I don't have too much flour in there. Then people were complaining about the cheese amount. It calls for 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And they do say to use, you know, this kind, the powdered. And so I have jam-packed 1/2 cup, packed tightly in here because everybody's saying it needed more cheese. I'm putting that in there. And then I have, for here, 5 tablespoons of melted butter. I melted 5 tablespoons of the Aldi's Irish butter. Now this is the salted. In here, the next ingredient is a tablespoon of baking powder, a little dash of salt, and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. So I'm putting that in there. Then it says garlic. Now it says 5 cloves of garlic. Everybody says that's too much. Chop it down to 3. I'm going to use all these jarred garlic, and I'm only going to put in a teaspoon. Where's my teaspoon? I don't know where my teaspoon is, so I have a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to put in 2 of these. Trying to get rid of the juice. I think that's plenty of garlic. Alright, I think that's all the ingredients. Then, Then it says to mix this up. Here's what it looks like. I'm mixing this up as much as possible before I add the remaining egg whites. Oh, the cauliflower. Gotta add the cauliflower. All right, here we go. All right. So, I'm gonna open up my cheesecloth here. Okay, I have all the cauliflower in. All right. I think that if I had 3 cups of cauliflower, that would be way too much. Yeah. This 1 cup is fine. Now, a lot of people said that they thought it was too moist and was more like a vegetarian loaf rather than bread. But I don't think I'm going to have that issue because thanks to the reviews, they told me a lot less cauliflower and a lot less garlic. So I think that mine should turn out nicely. All right. Oh, that is, I'm going to show you this first. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. You can see the cauliflower chunks. I can't imagine having 2 more cups of that, honestly. All right, now I'm going to put in the remaining egg whites. Yeah, mix them up a bit. This did get a little liquidy, and that's because of the lack of cream of tartar. So I don't know why Tasty neglected the cream of tartar, because if I make this again, if it's great, then I would most definitely use cream of tartar, because that's the only way you're going to keep those egg whites on float. All right, that is it. This looks pretty darn good. Yeah, I'm liking the consistency. And I think that the changes that I've made due to the reviews are going to be helpful here. So I'm going to put it in my little baking loaf pan. This is really going to fill it up, my little pan. See how this fills my little loaf pan? I highly recommend on keto that you get a little smaller loaf pan like this. It works great for loaves. Now, they say to add white sesame seeds to it. I have that, but I'm going to use my Aldi's everything in the bagel seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle that first. I just love the color of it. It looks great. And then, so with their white sesame seeds, then they say to add rosemary, herbs, and basil, I think. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. White sesame seeds on top for garnish. Fresh parsley chopped for garnish. And fresh rosemary chopped for garnish. That's what they say to use. I've got everything in the Bagel Spice. And I'm using my Bon Appetit Gourmet Collection blend that I used my crackers. So I'm just going to sprinkle, not too much, because people have also said that it was too many herbs that they used in theirs. This is really looking and smelling great. I'm really pleased with what this looks like. Okay. Let me show you one more time before it goes in. It's really pretty. Okay, it's going in the oven. 45 to 50 minutes. So it's in the oven. It's 20 to 5 and it's getting dark. So I'm going to take Buffy Girl for a walk. I just took Buffy out for a walk. And it's the calm before the storm. It's beautiful out there. It's totally calm, like 40 degrees, but tomorrow it's going to be 8. That's right, that's the high. 8 degrees. And it's gonna snow again. All the snow had melted from the last snowfall. Fall snowfall, mind you. But, yeah. I took her for a long walk. I let her go 2 times around, so. I gotta show you what's going on in the oven. It's amazing, and it looks amazing. Yeah. That's the perfect size pan, I'm telling you that much. Okay, I'm gonna check it. Okay, I'm gonna put a fork in. Nope. Many people have said that it takes a lot longer than the recipe says. So, I'm going to put it back in. This is seriously very beautiful. So I'm going to let it cool off because, well, before I even take it out of the pan. Because they do say it needs to cool off completely before you even slice into it. So I'm going to heed that warning. So now I have my Christmas jammies on. All right, quickly, because it's bedtime. All right, so I'm a rebel. I don't deny that because I took it out too soon. So I did rip off the bottom. I'm sorry. It's okay. But this did hold up very, very well. So I put that chicken here that I ripped off that bone, and it's very flavorful. But all right, let's check out this bread. It is lovely. It smells amazing. I have butter knife. And I'm going to try it. Yeah. There we go. I will tell you, I rocked this. This is great. My chicken, amazing. So, Lori is going to get some of this in the morning for breakfast. Yum. Oh, woot. Score. I'm very happy with how this turned out. This is incredible. I think that my portions were spot on. So, make my recipe and not Tasty's, because that one was way too much. Cauliflower, garlic, and all of the above. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by for another video. Here's a look at the chicken. Now this has been on warm since this morning. And see, it's really oily. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's just seems like all oil. So, I mean, it's going to be great when it's going to have great flavor. Well, it does, because I tasted it. It has great flavor, but I'm going to be taking it out of the oily mess. And, it's good, but, so, like it says here, sauce, dressing, and marinade. I don't think it's good as a marinade. I think it's good as a sauce or a dressing.